So for the fans who know every iteration of this character, how is this Casey similar to ones we've seen in the past, and what's new about him?
The nice thing is that they don't know this one. You know what I mean? In terms of a live-action version of Casey Jones, I don't think that we've ever seen him at his formative moment, right? I mean, we never totally get full-fledged Casey Jones in this movie yet. We get to see, the sort of the shadow of Casey Jones and what he might be, and obviously he's a huge asset for the Turtles in this movie in their fight against Shredder and Baxter Stockman and Krang. But I feel like the fact that we've given him his own origin story and being a corrections officer and really butting up against that system, it allows me to put in a lot of my own layers into this. And then I think that if we get to see Casey going forward in future films, if there are, then we'll see a more fleshed out version of the comic booky Casey Jones that everyone's come to know.
Yeah, he's kind of like more of an energetic go-getter type, a little more optimistic, I think, than we're used to seeing.
Yeah, well, he hasn't been beaten down yet by the vigilante lifestyle.
Right. Is it fun though? Is that kind of like a moment for you, putting on the mask, having the hockey stick?
Of course, man. That shot where you first see Casey Jones, coming out of the smoke and stuff like that. I mean, that's you live for opportunities like that.
What is your relationship to the character? I mean, how far back do you go with the turtle lore?
I go back to the cartoons a little bit, but typically my starting point was the live action film, and of course Elias Koteas was Casey Jones in that. I haven't been able to watch it.
In a long time. Yeah,
well, no. I mean, when I booked the role, my wife is like, "Do you want to watch the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?" And I'm like, "No, I can't." She's like, "Why?" And I go, because all I remember is shapes and generalities of Elias Koteas' performance. I can't watch it before I go and play it again. Right. Otherwise, part of me is always going to wonder if I'm doing an impersonation. So now that I've seen the full movie and the full finished product, I might have to go back and give that one a look-see.
Yeah, it's a different version of the character.
Oh,
totally.
for sure.
This is a franchise that has a huge fan base, of course. You're on Arrow, that has a huge fan base. I wonder if you read the comments, do you pay attention to the message boards, that kind of thing?
Well, I mean, you see them generally. I think the most important thing is that if you're gonna pay attention to that stuff, pay attention to it on the proper platform. You know what I mean? Like, Twitter's the type of platform where people just, like throw around death threats. You know what I mean? It's like, come on. Whereas Facebook, you really get a really good sampling of people's thoughts, when it comes to a project. So I do read stuff. I mean, it was actually a little bit unnerving because when I was cast as Arrow, people hated it a lot. And when I got cast as Casey Jones, I was like mentally preparing for the backlash. Nope.
Because now they know who you are.
Pretty positive, yeah. which is ironically slightly more unsettling than just virulent hatred.
Right, because they're not used to it. Huh?
No.
What do you geek out about? I mean, what are you a big fanboy
Wrestling.
of? Really? Okay.
Yeah, WWE.
So
love WWE.
Working with Sheamus, is that cool?
Yeah, that was pretty cool. And then I got to go and see a show, and I've got to live some dreams with the WWE in this past several months. It's been a real ride.